My name is Federico Muelas. I'm an art teacher, an artist, and a bone cancer survivor. In the spring of 2025, I created Bold Bodies Stories, a comic book that follows the powerful journeys of three cancer survivors, Anne, Frida, and Sam, from the Bronx Oncology Living Daily program. Bold is a free, community-based wellness program founded in 2008 by Montefiore Einstein. Bold Bodies Stories made its debut in the exhibition AI Brighter Tomorrow, Cancer and Beyond at the Gallery of Artful Medicine at the Montefiore Einstein. Most exciting of all, Bold Bodies Stories was published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, one of the world's leading medical journals.
A bold body means everything. The thing I think that was most important was about me sharing my story is, just let people know that, even from childhood, no matter what you go through, that, it can make you stronger.
Hello, my name is Sean, and I'll be reading from my short-form comic, What Have We Lost? Infertility, Miscarriage, and Disenfranchised Grief. Part of the comic involves the story of Talequa, a southern resident orca who in 2018 gave birth to a baby girl, Tally. It's believed that Tally was stillbirth or died shortly after birth, unfortunately common for this group of orcas. What was strange was that Talequa continued to keep Tally at the surface of the water. This is something that mother orcas will do to first help their babies breathe. Day after day, Tally would sink. Talequa would swim down and carry her baby back to the surface, day after day. She kept this up for a week, after which she was exhausted and emaciated. Members of her pod then took over and carried Tally for 17 days and over 1,600 kilometers until Talequa let her baby go.
Hi, I'm Sydney Heifler, and I'm going to read an excerpt from my comic, The Anatomy of My Spine, forthcoming in the Palgrave Handbook of Comics and Disability. I live in a house built by pain and trauma. The house closes in on me. At times, I haven't been able to walk. I can't leave my bed. I can't see my friends. They relate to me differently. I'm behind in my PhD program. The thing I was naturally good at, now proving my shortcomings. My disability defines the world around me, the world outside my house. But as much as I am trapped in my house, I am also the architect. I draw my way out.
Hello, I want to share my story on epilepsy between seizure and silence. It was my first time shadowing a neurosurgeon. I arrived at 7 a.m., early enough to quietly sit in on a consultation. The doctor was already there reviewing cases. I borrowed a pair of scrubs, slipped them on, and entered the consultation room as unobtrusively as I could. I wasn't prepared for what I was about to witness. What stayed with me most that day was witnessing a patient having a seizure, which unfolded suddenly during a Zoom meeting. She was a girl in her teens, looking like any middle or high school student. Yet she had already been diagnosed with a benign brain tumor in her temporal lobe, one that required further treatment. At such a young age, she was being asked to face decisions that could change the rest of her life. The neurosurgeon carefully reviewed her scans and medical history before explaining the available treatment options. The first option was long-term medication. It could help control her seizures, but it came with significant side effects, including risks to future fertility and fetal development. The second option was gamma knife radiosurgery. It was less invasive than open brain surgery, but complete tumor removal could not be guaranteed. The third option was open brain surgery. It offered the best chance of removing the tumor, but the risks were high. The tumor lay close to regions responsible for thought and cognition. Even a small error could result in permanent damage. Though the doctor's voice remained calm, his words made clear that every option carried consequences that could not be undone. The weight of the decision settled heavily in the room. The girl grew increasingly anxious. Just as the consultation was about to end, the girl suddenly began to have a seizure. Her mom caught her instinctively. It was my first time ever witnessing a seizure. I didn't know what to do. What moved me most was the neurosurgeon's response. He immediately guided the mother with firm, quiet instructions, reminding her how to help her daughter breathe, what to watch for, and how to stay steady. His voice was never wayward. It was calm, warm, never rushed or panicked. You don't need to make a decision right now, he assured them. He gave her time and space. It's okay, honey. We'll get through this. Exhaustion and worry were written across the mother's face, even as she tried to remain composed for her daughter's sake. Take as much time as you need. We're always here for you. Don't feel pressured to make a decision. In medicine, those who suffer are not only the patients. Family members often endure fear quietly, night after night. A mother's steadiness is forged through countless nights of worry. A neurosurgeon's calm is built from years of experience in crisis. What struck me most was the weight and fragility of life, as seen through the eyes of a witness. Even when illness tries to pull her down, I believe love can lift her back up. Still, as a student, I'm in the process of learning, hoping that one day I will step into the world of medicine as these doctors have. Almost as if becoming a doctor is like becoming a knight, tested by courage and love. Standing on the battlefield of operating rooms and hospital wards, I hope one day to help protect someone's life in its most vulnerable moments. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Faye Harnest, and I made this comic titled Emergency Room from my experience in the ER after sustaining a brain injury. Here are a few pages selected from the comic. Admit 1, Emergency Room. Welcome to the circus. The show is about to begin. Jump through these hoops and we can start. We'll be your doctors. I'm your nurse. Full house today. Don't worry, these are trained professionals, the best of the best. Please help. Head not right, eyes not right, eyes not right. Our fearless physicians will perform the most amazing, death-defying acts ever witnessed. My eyes, my head, my knee. Is it working? No. We want you to feel better. I think I feel worse. We will do everything we can. We will use our finest technology. There are so many people here screaming and shouting through the whole night. The lights are so bright and they hurt so much. I finally let myself cry.